welcome to Ed Fluential Sports, where passion meets precision. I'm your host, Ed, diving deep into the plays, players, and stories shaping the game. And this video is a little different. It's a channel update of what I'm planning to do for 2026, as I will be introducing a new podcast. My last podcast was Weekly Sports Talk with Ed. I did 71 episodes. It was sometimes I had to do 2 episodes in a week because I missed, so I tried to stay as consistent as possible, posting new podcast episode once every weekend. Some rare times, on rare occasion, I will post twice. And then I guess once college started, it became harder to keep up with that schedule, doing it every Saturday, because there was other stuff I was doing, whether that was working or just getting out. Mainly working, because I would have to work in the morning sometimes, and then sometimes the WWE pay-per-views would be on. So yeah, I stopped after 71 episodes, took a break from it, still drop content on the channel, videos, shorts, posts, so still getting active there. But I will be podcasting again. I'll be bringing podcasting back in 2026 on January 13th. I'm starting a new podcast called Sports Fanatic Forum. As y'all know, I talk about a lot of different sports. I just did 2 different award shows. One I did featuring the family, the 2025 Wrestling Honors, which was talking about the year of wrestling of 2025 and giving different awards. And then I did a video on my own, a call from records to glory, the 2025 Athlete Honors. So I honor different athletes throughout different sports. And so golf, bowling, hockey, whatever else you see on this video, in the thumbnail, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to continue that. And it's going to be some of the segments I did for my last podcast, I'm going to be moving to here. But I also think instead of me just having certain topics that I want to talk about, it's going to be a theme for each topic. Like it's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 p.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be an hour podcast 2 days a week, every Tuesday and Thursday. And then it's segments. Then I have 6 segments for each, for both days. So 12 total segments. And that way I can have 10 minutes for each segment. And so for the Tuesday portion of it. And then also this allows me to talk about different sports at any time. So, and obviously I'm going to be making videos throughout the year. I'm going to still be doing 3 videos per week. I try to get out 20 shorts per week and make sure I do these lives and then debates. So I'll be trying to do 2 of those per month featuring the family. But now back to the podcast for the Sports Fanatic Forum. For Tuesdays, and it's going to be the same order, but sometimes the order could change. Maybe it won't, but for Tuesdays, the segments I'm going to have is Zips Update, something I started on Weekly Sports Talk with Ed. That's just going to be me discussing the state of sports for the University of Akron, since that's where I go to college. So that's just going to be a fun segment that I keep going. And obviously, since I'm working at those games as a cameraman, that's going to be easy for me to spot certain stuff. Then most of these other segments are going to be new stuff that I'm introducing. But let's continue for Tuesday. Got Bowling Spotlight. So Bowling Spotlight, I'll be talking about the rising bowlers in the PBA and do like tournament recaps from time to time, because I know the PBA Players Championship is in February. So I think that's on a Wednesday. I could be mistaken. I had to check my schedule. But that'll be something I cover on my podcast instead of doing it in a video, because it's not a sport that gets a lot of coverage. So I'm going to still make shorts about it, of course, but I want to give it its own segment to highlight bowling. Next segment, Ice Cold. This is when an athlete or a team is having a cold stretch and talking about how that's affecting them or the team. Like if like Trae Young at the moment, probably getting traded soon. He did request a trade, so he'll be likely be traded before the deadline. He's been having a cold stretch this season, so that might be something that I talk about on the first episode, since he is my favorite player in the NBA. So he's been having a cold stretch, and the Hawks haven't looked good when he's played. I think it's more to him just coming back, but that's a whole different story for another day. Then I'll be doing a WWE Raw recap as well, since it's on Tuesdays. Like, I'll still drop a few Raw shorts, but I'll talk about the stuff that I didn't cover in those shorts on when I do the Raw recap, and talk about some of the highlight moments, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'll be talking about all that. I'll be bringing the injury report as well, talking about who's injured, who could be returning soon, and how that's affected or will affect certain teams. Like, I know Harden is out right now, so James Harden, that could be a topic of discussion. How will his injury affect the Clippers? Or a DK Metcalf, even though he's not injured, but he's coming back from a suspension. So how does that help and make the Steelers better going into the playoffs? So, and then the last segment for Tuesdays will be, are we buying this? That's just me taking a trending topic and storyline and discussing if it's real, if it's just hype. Like the Broncos being the first seed. Why can he repeat what he did last year in the Leo Golf League, winning 5 tournaments out of 13? Can he replicate that in 2026? So those are segments I'm going to be having Tuesday. And the way that I'm setting up this podcast, this allows me to talk about any sport. It doesn't limit me to talking about not the segments. Like, it don't limit me to just, like, if it's one week when it's nothing going on, it's like, it's not limiting me to think about something like, oh, let me do an all-time ranking or something like that. Because I could say that for a different segment. But now it's like, if it's 2 basketball segments, if it's 2 different times I talk about basketball, that's just how it panned out. Like, if Ice Cold and Are We Buying This happen to be basketball related, that's just what it's going to be. And I think it's going to be more fun for me anyways, because I don't think it's going to take as much preparation. Like, it's still going to take some preparation for it, of course, but I don't think it'll take as much compared to having it by the weekend. Since I'll be talking about topics that's going on every day instead of waiting the whole week for things to conclude. Then for my Thursday segments, AEW, do a Dynamite recap since Dynamite takes place on Wednesdays. Just highlight the previous Dynamite episode, and if I didn't make it short about it, that's what I'll talk about. If I made it short about it, I probably won't mention it, or if I do, I won't talk about it much. Then I'll be doing rankings too, so power rankings, MVP, other award races, stuff like that, like in the off season. Then that's when you will see like top 10s, stuff like that, top 10 point guards, top 10 quarterbacks, stuff like that. But within the season, MVP race, DPOY race, Offensive Player of the Year in the NFL, you're going to see stuff like that. The hot takes of the week. There's going to be a segment that I'm introducing, and I just started it. So I'm going to ask on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok for different hot takes, and then I'll be responding to those hot takes. And maybe it won't take the full 10 minutes. Maybe I'll have time to react to a few hot takes in that time and give my opinion on those hot takes, and then post it to my Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and post it as a YouTube short as well. The next segment is the prediction gauntlet. So when it's certain upcoming events, that's when I'll be making my predictions. Like if the Royal Rumble is on the horizon, then I'll make my Royal Rumble predictions. Or if it's a Saturday night's main event that weekend, or the playoffs, I could be making predictions going into the divisional round, more than likely, because the first round will be wrapped up. So yeah, I'll be making predictions for that. The next segment is impact stat. That's just a stat that tells a bigger story, for better and for worse. And I expand on why I think that stat's important and why I think that's either for better or for worse for the team or the individual that I'm covering. Then the last segment will be Athletes of the Week, which is something I did in my previous podcast. Just the best performing athletes over the last 7 days. Like, I think that's self-explanatory, and that's just comes from all the sports that I watch. So that'll be the main preparation, because I don't make sure I got the facts and stats right. Obviously for any of these segments, but that's going to be the most important one, because that's going to be how I wrap it up. But Tuesday and Thursday podcast episodes, Sports Fanatic Forum, I'm going to start on January 13th. I'll be back in college, because break is almost over. Yeah, that's when I'll be starting it right after that's the day after the Steelers-Texans game. So, and that's the day after Raw. So hopefully Raw delivers. It's supposed to be coming on at 2. And I'm pretty sure I got a 5 o'clock class on Monday. Yeah, I got a 5:15 to 6:30 class on Mondays. No, that's off topic. But yeah, hopefully that Raw next week delivers. I wasn't too mad at this previous Raw. Maybe I'm the only person that somewhat enjoyed it. But hey, those are the segments I'm going to be talking about. 6 segments for each day for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Still going to get 3 videos a week. Still going to get shorts each morning. Whether that's basketball, football, wrestling, whatever. And I'm going to just link those to the podcast episodes, so y'all will be ready and prepared for that. So with that being said, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, a comment, share for others to see, and make sure y'all are tuned in January 13th when I start my new podcast, Sports Fanatic Forum.